Hi, welcome to Community Spotlight, a feature done by Lee Real Estate. My name is Ellen Lee, and I am with Lee Real Estate, and today my guest is Randy Vance. Welcome, Randy. Randy is with DVI Appraisal, and I thought we'd talk a little bit, Randy, before we talk about community things, about what an appraiser does, what an appraiser is. So in the house buying process, what is an appraisal?
Well, an appraiser is typically an independent fee, unbiased person that places an opinion of value on a property. We're hired typically by local lenders to guarantee that their investment in a loan on a property is a good one. Mm-hmm. So if a property sells for $100,000, the bank wants to know it's worth $100,000 and not worth 90. So we're hired to go in and do an appraisal on the property and make sure their lending is secure.
The appraisal usually happens after the offer has been made and the bank's involved, usually. Is that correct?
Correct. Usually an offer's been made and everything is cleared as far as the borrower being approved and all that. Then the bank will do the title insurance and hire an appraiser to complete an appraisal, and we're usually the people holding it up a little bit.
The last part of the deal is waiting for the appraiser.
Yes.
You know, well, you really are speedy. I made it sound like you weren't, but you have to wait until all the steps are done, and then you do your report.
Correct.
It goes back to the bank just to assure that it's a good loan, that the property supports
Correct.
it. One of the things we find in real estate is people will call us and say, I need an appraisal done on my house. And usually what they're talking about at that point is they need a CMA, a comparison of a market and kind of thing. That's not what you do at all.
No.
You're there to make sure that the property is there for the bank, right?
Yeah, and I'm state licensed and federally regulated, and I have to comply with USPAP, which is a federally related book of rules that when I'm done with my report, it's got to comply with those standards.
And honestly, I know there's times that everybody tries to sway you a little bit. I think I've been a little guilty. I'm getting better at that.
No, I don't think you ever have.
Oh, good. At the same time, we know that this is an important process to protect not only the house seller but also the house buyer, to make sure that that value is truly there on the loan that they're taking out. And so that's a really important thing.
Yeah, and my job is actually to protect the lender, but
in essence, it protects the buyer
exactly,
as well.
Exactly.
And so we're very happy. We work with Randy a lot on appraisals in this area. And the other thing is, Randy's been doing some amazing community work over the years, and a lot of it's pretty thankless. He goes and I don't know why, but gets elected, actually puts himself out there. And you've been on the school board. You just ended your tenure on the school board. How long were you on there, Randy?
9 years on the school board.
9 years on the Pure
and
School
I'll
board.
be sworn in on Monday night for the county commission.
A new Hughes County Commissioner. So, and both of those positions have a property, and property ownership are important to bring in our tax base and make sure that our community has the money it needs for both the Hughes County and the county functions and the school board, of course. So
yeah, actually, while I was on the school board, I served on the equalization board for the county, representing the school board,
making
for
sure
people
that
who do appeal their property values. Correct.
Right, and that's an important process too. So
Yes.
I think you probably don't remember this, but when you first moved to town, which is a few years ago, 30 years ago, and I first started to get to know you a little bit, I used to tease you about, you get to know everyone so well, you like people like you. I always said, you're going to be mayor someday. Well, I kind of missed the mark so far. I mean, that could still happen. But school board and county commission, those are really important jobs. And I guess I personally, and on the behalf of a lot of people, want to thank you for putting yourself out there. Those are a lot of meetings, a lot of dedicated hours, and a lot of stuff people don't see happen, but really important to our community, our government. So thank you, Randy, for all that.
I appreciate that, Alan, because when you say thankless, we don't usually get people calling us up when they're happy.
To say good things.
It's usually when they're unhappy about something. So
and of course, we always work at fixing that as well as we can. But But the roles that you've had are important to our community. They're important to our real estate community, and they're important to me as just a citizen living here. So thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of our community spotlight here. Community Spotlight brought to you by Lee Real Estate.
Thanks for having me.